Hello, everyone. Hi, let's talk about what happened on the market this week. With the news is on the Iran and U.S. military conflict, market panicked, and especially on Monday, and people were selling and like crazily. Most of stock had to experience like 4 to 5% drops. I think the only reasons market as a whole dropped only about what 1 or 2% on Monday was because people were buying a big capitalization semiconductor stocks like Samsung Electronics and Hynix, which I think looks pretty much like a safety haven, such a for such an uncertain period of time like this. So, excluding this large semiconductor stocks, I think the market would have experienced like 4 or 5% plunges on Monday, especially. And then I think the people are realizing, starting to realize why worry so much. I mean, it's not like 70s and 80s when conflict in the Middle East would skyrocket oil prices and results in an oil shock. I mean, there is not going to be a oil supply shortage as we know because of like shale gas, you know, which plunged down the oil price in 2015. We call it shale gas revolution. So I think people really start to realize that and start to really buying stocks. So I think the buying sentiments were kind of restored, and it turned out that Iran and U.S. weren't really fighting each other. They're not really retaliating on a serious level. And in fact, Trump announced on Friday that he will retaliate only to the economic sanctions and the market and the rising at the end of the day. So, with all the huffs and puffs and Cosby only changed about 1.5%, just say 1.4%. And when if you compare it to that of January 3rd, which was Friday of last week, to the Friday of this week, only change were only 1.4%, where also as the cost out went up a little bit, about 0.5% from 669 to 673. So Cosby and Cosby virtually showed no changes comparing to what happened throughout the week. So actually, there were more important news, I think, throughout the week, because the biggest drag on the Korean economy was the relations between Korea and China after the Korea allowing THAAD to be placed in Korea, which infuriated China as they think the U.S. will overwatch them with that superpower, super high-tech radar system come along with the weapon. And anti-Korean sentiments in China literally kill, so many Korean businesses in China. So as you probably know, Lotte had to retreat from China, and China-related stocks like K-pops and K-stocks and cookies and candy makers were like kind of massacred. I think it happened like 2017, I believe it was. So, and then there were signs of recovering of our relations, but and on Tuesday it was there was a news here. Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, the Korea Tourism Organization says that about 5,000 Chinese tourists with Korea visited Korea. This is the largest single event, single number since the anti-Korean movement in China, and the China-related consumer stocks rising significantly. So I think there's kind of fundamental changes, positive fundamental changes that is possible, you know, possible push up for the stocks. As you probably believe that the anti-Korean movement in China is definitely easing down, and also on, I think it was on Thursday, I believe it was. Let me see, what was it, Friday? Yeah, Samsung Electronics posted a new fourth quarter results, which was new high in 2 years, the highest numbers in 2 years, which was which was better than expected or better than consensus. So it closed at 2186.45% point, which was up 1.6% from the previous trading day. So on Friday, as I said before, there was news from Trump that he will not retaliate in a military way. He does that through the economic sanction, which is still a bad news, but not as bad as military conflict. So that's kind of revived the market. So market kind of went up again on the 2200 level line, which is back from the 2150 in the beginning of the week. So end up pretty positively this way. So there was a lot of hustles and worries and concerns in the market this week, but turns out that we also always have to look at the bigger picture, and there's always going to be some political event that will come out, and people probably will overact and end up that you didn't really have to do that, and let's be a little more robust and more strong around the news, and be more positive, and be more never be over concerned about anything, and just trying to look at the bigger picture. So thank you very much for today, and I will meet you on next week around this time of the Saturday. Thank you. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again.
The guessing game on the U.S. North Korean summit continues.